In today's video, I've got some long-lasting fragrances that just straight up smell good. A lot of these are not your usual suspects. Some are newcomers, some are channel favorites. All smell great, all based on my experience last at least 8 hours. I want to talk to you about them. Stay tuned. Starting with a fragrance that I got this past winter from my man Dan Spanos. Dan, shout out to you if you see this video. It was one I've been wanting to add to the collection that's from a line that I was really starting to dive into a lot more this past winter. I'm talking about the Bulgari Man line. This is Bulgari Man Black Orient. So I grabbed Man in Black this past winter, and I had heard great things about Black Orient, and I really wanted to get my hands on it. Dan had a bottle he wasn't using, sent it over my way. I gotta tell you, this is definitely a spicy fragrance lover's dream. The oud that's in here isn't real overpowering. It's light. It's a little, it's a little synthetic type of oud, so it's very wearable. But this is extremely spicy and is much more powerful than regular Man in Black, which still, I get about 7 hours on my skin. It's no slouch for me. But this is a 9-10 hour fragrance easily, and it projects pretty damn heavy for about 2.5 hours off of my skin. Like I said, much spicier, less on the rum, more on the oud and the spices. Beautiful fragrance. Like I said, spicy fragrance lover's dream. If you haven't checked this one out, it's not the easiest fragrance to find these days, but if you can get it for a decent price, some good stuff right here. Colder climates for this time of year to wear this, definitely not something you're going to want to wear in very hot weather. So if you're in the south, it's starting to warm up pretty good. It actually snowed earlier today at the recording of this video, so I can still wear stuff like this a lot of days because I'm out here in the mountains in Colorado now. But like I said, spicy fragrance lover's dream. Don't hesitate if you can find this one for a decent price and you like them spicy. That's Bulgari Man. This is Black Orient. So this is a brand new release, one that I've been doing some testing on. For those of you that saw my first impressions video, I did have some shipping issues with a very leaky bottle. Of course, I'm talking about the newest release in the SPICEBOMB line. This is SPICEBOMB Infrared. Now, I have been doing some testing. I actually, the day this video goes live, this is going to be my scent of the day. I'm gonna make sure I hold it up right when I spray it. Man, because I'm digging the way this smells. I really am. I've been spraying this one on my arm the last 3 days straight, and I've been getting right around 8 to 9 hours. This doesn't have the projection and density of a SPICEBOMB Extreme or even the original SPICEBOMB. It's lighter, it's a bit more airy, but it does not go away. It stays very consistent. This is, at least on my skin, and so far in my experience, it's one of the more consistent fragrances that I've gotten my hands on recently, where it's never too in your face, but for what it does, it actually kind of acts like a parfum almost, but a light and airy parfum, as strange as that may sound, where once it's on my skin, what it is what it's going to stay as far as projection and longevity for hours and hours. I've been getting about 8 to 9 hours out of this, and it starts off fiery hot, full of cinnamon, that habanero pepper. I do get the red berries for that sweetness up top. And then once it dries down, it's pretty much vanilla and tobacco with a little bit of the habanero in the background, adding a little bit of that spicy smell without it being too spicy, but it becomes more vanilla and tobacco based. Once it gets in the dry down, the cinnamon burns off and most of the spice fades away. But I've seen people type something about this being in the realm of Versace Eros. I don't get that. I don't understand that. Don't know where you guys are getting that from. This doesn't smell like any relative of Versace Eros to me. Definitely smells like it belongs in the SPICEBOMB family. Be wary of leaky bottles. From what I understand, I'm not the only person that has been dealing with that issue with these bottles. Victor and Rolf did reach out to me on Instagram after I had emailed them. They saw my post on Instagram, took my information, and supposedly sent it over to customer service. That was a week ago. I haven't heard anything, but I know they'll remedy it because this has happened with previous releases before, and I've seen that's kind of the thing where they'll replace the bottle, and that's totally fine with me. I'm not looking to get an extra bottle. I'll switch it out I'll send this one back to them. I just, you know, you pay retail, even if you pay 20 bucks, you want to get your money's worth. And the fragrance is definitely worth the money. Get out and sample it, though. This is one that I would go to Nordstrom and try first. Even though I blind bought it, don't necessarily think you should. Get out there and make sure it's the right one for you. I'll be spending more time with it, but I'm really digging it right now. This is the newest release, SPICEBOMB Infrared. Next is one of the Iris fragrances I've been wearing more so than others recently. Every time we go have lunch or something like that, this has kind of been my go-to. Even though I don't necessarily post it as a scent of the day, it's been kind of a lunch date type of fragrance for me recently. It's Givenchy Gentleman, the Eau de Parfum. Now, I did recently acquire EDP Boisé. Very good, don't get me wrong. Doesn't perform as well. A little bit spicier and woodier, but this is just creamy, balmy, resinous, and beautiful iris. It's listed as orris, but that's just the root of the iris flower. It's iris. God, it's just floating in the air right here. This is some good stuff. If you haven't tried this yet, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you like iris fragrances, this is great. Dare I say, better than Dior Homme Intense. And look, I really enjoy Dior Homme Intense. Like this one a little bit more than I like Dior Homme Intense. It's not quite as sweet. It's creamier. It's got because of the balm, the Tolu balsam, and the resins in this, it adds that smooth, rounded, creamy nature to this one that Dior Homme Intense doesn't have, and I think that's why I like it a little bit more. This is beautiful. This is smooth. This is a smooth iris fragrance that you should definitely try. That performs. 8 to 10 hour fragrance. Not a monster in projection, but it definitely has a really strong trail. First hour and a half, 2 hours, it's got some pretty good, you know, arm's length, maybe a little more projection, but it does have a nice trail for several hours following. This is some really good stuff right here, and it actually performs. But like I said, it smells incredible. Like I said, better, my opinion, better than Dior Homme Intense. Try it for yourself, judge it for yourself. Givenchy Gentleman, Eau de Parfum. One that not too many people discuss that much anymore. It doesn't really get the kind of love it deserves, because there's an exclusive flanker that came out that I do find is, I guess I would say, a little bit better, because it's a little darker, a little woodier, because of the oud that was added to it. But for my money, you can get Pegasus from Parfums de Marly for a much better price from discounters than you can get the exclusive, such as Venba Fragrances, which is where this bottle came from, which is linked down below. It's a monster in performance. It's, you know, it's perfectly unisex because it's not an overly masculine fragrance. It's very creamy vanilla and almond, that bitter almond. It's a little dusty and powdery. Has a bit of a cold opening. God, it smells so good. It really is. The quality's there. The performance is there. Yes, there's clones you could go with to smell similar to it, but the quality is definitely here with the Parfums de Marly version, the original. And it's one that you definitely need to at least try. At least get your hands on a sample. This isn't a blind buy safe fragrance in my opinion, but it does smell incredible. It does have a strong uniqueness to it. It's very, very creamy. Creamy is an understatement for just how creamy this fragrance actually is. Smells fantastic, and it's every bit of a 12-hour fragrance. Projection is very heavy on this one, beyond arm's length for several hours. It is far from a slouch. This stuff is really, you're getting your money's worth. You're going to pay a premium because it's a niche fragrance, even at discounters, but like I said, you're definitely going to get your money's worth. Very long lasting, especially for an almond fragrance lover. Pegasus from Parfums de Marly. Don't shortchange it. One that I've spent a little bit of time with this spring. It's a relatively new fragrance to my collection. I did pick up a tester from FragranceBuy.ca a while back. I'm talking about Versace Eros. This is the Eau de Parfum. This is a tester bottle. Like I said, came in a white tester box. And I find this a little bit more ambroxany, woody than the original. It smells good though. It's a little smoother, a little bit fuller, but it still performs. It's a beast. It's 8-9 hours. And it's pretty loud for the first 2 hours. And I mean, when I say pretty loud, I'm talking beyond arm's length. You're not feeling it, at least I'm not filling any rooms with this one, but you can smell me very easily. And it's Versace Eros, you know. I get where some can say it's played out because it's so widely used, just like a Dior Sauvage and stuff like that, but there's no denying how good it smells. Not everybody you walk by is wearing Versace Eros. It's okay to have it in your collection, guys. It's okay. And I held off getting the Eau de Toilette for a long time because I had a lot of versions of Versace Eros from other companies. But when the EDP came out, I knew it was one that I wanted to give a chance. And when I came across a good price on the tester, I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And I'm glad I did. I do like this a lot better than the EDT. It's definitely the way to go, in my opinion. If you have the EDT, no need to buy this. There's not a strong enough difference to warrant having both. It's very redundant. But if you don't have the EDT, in my opinion, the EDP is definitely the way to go. Very long lasting, and of course it smells awesome. It's Versace Eros, the Eau de Parfum. For as much as I like the newest version of Kajal Homme 2, my money is still on the original. The versatility and the freshness that's in this one with that very wearable oud, slightly powdery tonka bean, I just can't get enough of this one. It's still the way to go, in my opinion. The orange blossom, you gotta like orange blossom, don't get me wrong, but it's so fresh, so versatile, so expensive smelling. It's quality through and through. And I really like Kajal Homme 2. If you like very woody fragrances, that's probably the way to go. If you like more fresh and powdery, you might want to go this route. Not overly powdery. When I say powdery, don't think it's just a powder bomb. It's not. That sweet tonka bean that's there adds a sweet powdery nature to it in the dry down. The oud is just right. There's just a touch that makes it wearable. This actually does work well in the heat. I have worn this in the hot Houston summers to work. This stuff performs and smells great in the heat. So great quality luxury scent that performs for the summer. Keep that in mind. That's why I say this is still the way to go, in my opinion. There's always a link with a 10% off discount code for Kajal down below in my descriptions. Get yourself a discovery set. Try a sample if you're not ready to grab a bottle, because I know the bottles are expensive, but man, this is just some really good stuff. Eternal type of longevity, 10 to 12 hours, which is, you know, more than enough. Again, that's the original Kajal Homme. Beautiful bottle and juice. You know, for as much as I like the new Boss Bottled EDP, it's very good. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of their blue fragrance in the line, if you will. My money's still on Boss Bottled Intense EDP as the best in the line. It's the longest lasting and best performing on my skin. And it's the truest to the original, but a performer. It's much richer. It's much deeper. It's a little bit sweeter than the EDT, the original Boss No. 6. I mean, it's a higher oil concentration, so it's naturally going to be a bit richer and smoother, but it performs, it grabs compliments. I wouldn't wear this in the hottest of weather. I would still prefer to go with the EDT because it's lighter, it's a little sharper, but the warm apple that you get in this one, that apple pie smell that Boss Bottled is known for, is still here. You can still get these for a great price. They're still floating all over the place in that 40 and below range, and I think it's one that's a must. It's been a little while since I've talked about it on the channel. I felt like it was time, it was due. It fits this video topic because it performs. It's 8 to 10 hours all day, every day. It's not a super heavy projector, but it's right in that arm's length type of range for about 2 hours. Very solid in projection. You will have a nice little trail, nice mild trail for a few hours following, but you're going to smell great. You really will. If you like that warm apple pie smell, you need to get your hands on this. And it's affordable. Still very affordable. Bang for your buck with the performance and the smell. And that's Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. So if you like floral fragrances, I have one for you. If you like Baccarat Rouge, but you don't want to spend Baccarat Rouge money, but you still want some quality, you still want some mega performance, this is a more floral version, essentially. It's MANCERA Instant Crush. Definitely leans more on the feminine side because it's a much more floral version of Baccarat Rouge 540, the EDP. I love this fragrance. It's great. Very situational for me. I don't wear it all the time. It's when I want something that's a floral fragrance that's going to be very in your face. Because this is very in your face. It's loud. It's extremely long lasting. This is no slouch in performance. This is the only MANCERA bottle I have with the newer style magnetic caps. Most of my MANCERA bottles are the older style screw-on caps. Stuff's great. You can find these nowadays for sub $100 range. They're definitely worth it in that price point. Vinba Fragrances, Kingdom Fragrances stocks them from time to time. They're both always linked below. You're getting bang for your buck, for sure. Yes, I understand, $75, $80, $85, $90. That's a lot of money. Compared to retail, it's less than half. For the quality and the performance you're getting, it's that you're getting your money's worth and then some. It's not a cheapie, I understand that. It's not bang for your buck in that aspect, but you're definitely getting your money's worth with MANCERA Instant Crush. As with most MANCERA fragrances, they're the more affordable side of niche perfumery. You have a lot of options because they're always putting out all kinds of fragrances, and they put a lot of really good stuff out that performs very well. And this stuff smells great if you like floral fragrances or like Baccarat Rouge 540 and you don't want to spend that kind of money. Let me get your hands on this and try it out, because it definitely smells great and long lasting. It's a bit of an understatement for Instant Crush. Surprisingly enough, we haven't gone straight up blue fragrance in this video yet. I know EROS is technically a blue fragrance, but not completely through and through a blue fragrance. Whereas BVLGARI Aqua Atlantique, this is a blue fragrance. This is a powerful, beautiful complement magnet of a blue fragrance. The most affordable in the line, and dare I say the best smelling in the line. I love Aquamarine. Aqua Amara, meh, take it or leave it. I have a bottle, I don't really wear it much. It's okay, I gotta be in the mood for it. I don't have the original or any of the tonic flankers. But of the three that I have, Marine, Amara, and Atlantique, hands down, the best smelling and best performing. No doubt. Bordering into the 10-hour mark, loud. 2 to 3 hours of very strong, bordering room filling type of projection. I've gotten many compliments of this. I have a backup gift set to go with this 50 ml. I've got a backup 100 ml and half-ounce travel size. This is really good stuff. Very marine, salty, aquatic. It's basically the more aquatic version of Dylan Blue from Versace. It's kind of how you can look at it. It's got all the positive attributes of that and then some, because it's fresher. It's more beach appropriate type of scent profile. It lasts. Oh man, this is some really good stuff. Another one that's a great smelling fragrance that's very long lasting, and this one's definitely bang for your buck because you can get it in that $40 to $50 range, and you're getting more performance and quality out of it than you would expect at that price point, at least in my opinion. And that's BVLGARI Aqua Atlantique. Last but not least, dare I say for the money, this might be the king. Oh, this could be. Some will agree with that statement. And I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it might be. It's ARMAF. Club de Nuit Intense Man. Look, I don't really rock with ARMAF that much. I'm not interested in grabbing Sillage and Milestone and Ventana and Hunter Intense and all these other fragrances that people reach out to me about all the time. I'm not looking to get my hands on all of their fragrances, but when it comes to Club de Nuit Intense Man, whenever this bottle gets low, I will definitely get another one because it's that good. It smells that great to me. Opening can be a little much for some people. I actually like the way the opening smells, that harsh lemon, believe it or not. Very synthetic, but smoky magic, dark, powerful, complement magnet. Works well in every season, strong enough to pierce through the coldest of winter, yet so wearable that even spraying it heavier, on the heavier side, the 8 to 10 spray range, you can definitely get away with it in the summer. You're just going to project like a monster, which I've worn it many times in the hot Houston heat back when I was living in Houston. And you can get them super cheap, sub $30 range from Kingdom Fragrances. Link down below, get yourself a 100 milliliter bottle. The EDT is all you really need. I've never smelled the Parfum. I don't know if I ever will because the EDT is that good in my opinion. I was making a joke about it might be the king because Creed Aventus is called the king, even though I don't necessarily agree with that statement. This is the most popular clone of the king, hands down. And it's a damn good one in my opinion. ARMAF. Club de Nuit Intense Man. Well, that's the 10 that I wanted to discuss with you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys what in this video have you tried already? What in this video sparked your interest, and it's one that you've been meaning to try, or maybe it's a new discovery for you that you haven't looked into before. Maybe this video brought it to your attention. If so, mission accomplished. You know, and until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances featured in this video here today, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.